Hi there. One of the things that we get asked about quite a lot is one-to-ones and how to make them more people-focused and more interesting and more motivational for both parties, really. So we thought we'd share with you some template questions that we've used in our careers to quite good effect, actually. We've both been on the receiving end of some really bad one-to-ones that we've walked out of and thought, oh my God, that's so depressing. So we developed these questions as part of our experience, really. If you think about it, that one-to-one is that individual's dedicated time with you, their manager. And that's really quite precious for them because everybody's so busy these days. Having that real time to have that conversation can be really important to people. So the first thing we'd say is, please make time to have the one-to-ones because you have no idea how important that is for those people. So let's share with you our questions. So the first question is, how are you? Now, it might sound really obvious as a question to ask, and it probably is, and you probably already ask it. But the key to this question is how you listen to the answer and respond to what they say. So typically, when you ask somebody a question, how are you? They're more than likely to say something along the lines of, fine. And it's what you do as a response to that that makes all the difference in this one-to-one. If you just accept fine and move on, then it's almost a bit of a process. You need to listen and respond to the answer. So if they said fine, you need to say, oh, tell me a bit more. What do you mean by fine? So it's just about probing a little bit more. So the next question is, what are you working on? This gives them the opportunity to sort of put forward their agenda and the things that they want to discuss. And it lets you into sort of like an insight into what they've been currently working on, which is great to know, good data. The next question following that in is, what's going well and why? Now, we'd always ask that one as the next question because it really sort of gets them to talk about things that have been going really well for them, builds their confidence, gets them talking about things that they're probably proud of, and gives you the opportunity to give them some praise. Don't forget the why bit though, because that's really important to know why do they think it's going well, because that's always good, because you might know for a fact it is going well, but it's always good to get their insight into why that's the case as well.
Of course, once you've asked them what's going well and why, you also need to start asking about what's not going so well and why. And once again, it gives them a great opportunity to talk to you about what they're doing, what they might be struggling with, but it also gives you the opportunity to mention some things that you might have noticed and ask them about how that's going for them as well. And it's just really helping you and them to get a real complete picture of what's going on for them at the moment. Once you've asked them about what's going so well and why, the next question to ask, and it's a really great question, is, so what have you already tried? This question is absolutely about getting them to tell you, right, is it something that they really need you to tell them what to do? Or have they started to work out some of the possible options of things they could do for themselves already? It kind of, if you know something like situational leadership 2, it kind of starts to tell you what development level they're at and what they need from you. So now you've got them to talk about themselves a little bit, well, quite a lot actually, and what they're working on, what's going well and what's not going so well and why, and what have they tried. It's time for you to get a bit of feedback for yourself as the leader. Now, typically, most leaders might ask a question like, so what feedback have you got for me? And if you're anything like us or the people that we've led before, the answer that you'll get back is no. Now, that's not really helpful for you in your development, and actually, you probably have got some feedback for you, but they're just not really comfortable about telling you. So try this question instead. So what do I do that works well for you? Give me an example of something that I do that works really well for you. Because again, that actually gets them to give you something really specific. And you can use that information to think about, right, so what do I need to do with that person to keep their motivation and engagement and do the right things for them? Now, if you ask them, what do I do that really works for you? You've also got to ask them the other side of that question and then your final question be, right, so what do I do that doesn't work for you? Or what do I do that actually or hacks you off or annoys you? Because actually that's still a brilliant invitation for them to give you some really specific data. I know that when both Elizabeth and I asked those questions to people that we led, we we got back some data that really helped us to develop and helped us to build relationships with those people. Now, I guess to finish it off, we want to say that those are just some example or some template questions to ask. What we don't want you to do is go, right, okay, so I've got this list that Martin and Elizabeth have given me, and we start going, right, and now I say, how are you? I've done that one, and use them like a bit of a list or a process. They're just some examples of the questions that you can ask to really get people to start to open up to you and get some really productive and useful one-to-ones, both for them and for you. Remember what Elizabeth said at the beginning, that's their dedicated time with you, which you don't have enough of and they don't have enough of. So it should be really important to both parties, and both parties need to walk out of that and think it was a really valuable experience. There you have it, our template one-to-one questions. Please give them a go and let us know how you get on. Think about, are there any differences in some of the conversations you have as a result? Hope that was really useful for you, and we'll speak to you again soon. See you later. Bye.